This week's 2-minute message is titled, Don't Wait Too Long. In his final days, Paul, writing from a prison cell to his son in Christ, Timothy, tells him to come to see him before winter. We do not know if Timothy arrived in time to see Paul before he was executed or not. There is an urgency in Paul's words to Timothy. Come before winter. We have this story in 2 Timothy chapter 4. Some people surrounded Paul when he was close to death, those who were faithful and those who were not. Timothy, who was like a son to him, had to decide to go to him before it would be too late. The message for us is this: some things need to be done now, so don't wait too long. Paul is locked in a Roman prison. He sensed that death is near. He wrote, "The time has come for my departure." And what does he do next? He says to Timothy, "Do your best to come to me quickly. Demas has deserted me, Crescens has gone to Galatia, and Titus to Dalmatia. Only Luke is with me. Get Mark and bring him with you." He goes on to ask for his books and his cloak and the parchments. He tells how Alexander the coppersmith did him great harm. He describes how the Lord stood by him at his first trial although everyone else deserted him, and then, with what seems like a P.S., for the letter appears to end with verse 18, he says in verse 21, "Do your best to come before winter." Thomas Carlyle was a giant in the field of literature. He married his secretary, who labored with him for years in his prolific writings. He was so absorbed in his work that he let her continue working for several weeks after she became ill. She had slow-growing cancer. Finally, she was confined to her bed. Carlyle loved her but never found time to stay with her very long. When the end came, and they took her to the cemetery, it was a rainy day, and the mud was deep. After the funeral, Carlyle returned home, badly shaken. He climbed the stairs to her room and sat in a chair by her bed, realizing how little time he had spent with her in her illness. He picked up her bedside diary and glanced through it. A sentence jumped from its pages: "Yesterday he spent an hour with me, and it was like being in heaven. I love him so." He turned to the next page. The words broke his heart. "I have listened all day for his steps in the hall, but now it is late, and I guess he won't come today." He read a few more pages, threw the book down, and rushed through the rain to the cemetery. His friends found him face down in the mud of that new grave, weeping and saying over and over, "If I had only known, if I had only known." In his weekend message, Pastor Dell emphasizes the urgency of the hour in which we live. Don't procrastinate, don't wait too long to do whatever you are going to do it now. The clock is ticking.